Welcome to Decades of Horror, the classic era.
Women. They let them vote, smoke, and drive. Even put them in pants. But what do you get? A damn Democrat for president. A lot of smoke up your chimney, Russian roulette on the highway. You can't even tell brother from sister unless you meet him head on.
This is episode 215, recorded October 19th, 2025.
Damn it.
Gruesome Magazine.
Send those letters care of Chad Hunt.
Yes,
It's a quote from the movie.
it is a quote from the movie. My name is Jeff Mohr, and on this podcast, we cover the good, the bad, and maybe even the ugly horror films released since the beginning of time through 1969. In each episode, we'll discuss the monster, spirit, psychos, and villains that have haunted movie-going audiences since the dawn of film history. With me this week are my incredible co-ghosts. First up is Chad Hunt, co-ghost on Decades of Horror, the all of them, film producer, director with Wreak Havoc Productions, and a comic book artist and writer. So, Chad, how you doing?
I'm still trying to figure out what the hell that quote means.
Sure you are.
The brother, you can't tell brother from sister part?
All of it. I have no idea what any of it means.
Yeah.
Women can wear pants?
Too late,
What?
buddy.
Yeah.
You're not getting out of that. Also with us is
I'm surrounded by Democrats.
Daphne, who is awesome, stupendous, and likable as hell. How you doing, Daphne?
Hi guys, I'm doing great. I'm
Excellent.
so excited to talk with you guys about the movie and learn a lot about Russ Meyer.
Well, yeah, I could stand to do that too. Also with us is the one and only Doc Rotten.
This was fun.
Thanks, Doc.
This was a fun movie.
Well, good. Looking forward to it. So glad you could be here. And last but not least, Bill Mulligan, writer, director, special effects guru, published writer on two very blurry books.
Rom and Vampires and Illustrated History of the Undead. And had a great weekend because a couple of films I worked on got some credit. We won Best Emotional Support Demon won Best Horror Comedy at the Haunted Pamleco Film Festival on the Outer Banks. Let's see. And then at the Horror Movie Freaks Festival. Horror Film Freaks Festival.
Movie Film Freaks Festival.
Thank
Film
you.
Freaks.
Yeah, Film Freaks.
Anyway, it's a great.
It's a great. It's in Walnut Cove, second week in October, and definitely you should put it on the list. And a great theater, really good venue, cool people who run it, and even cooler in my book now because let's see, the 5 stages of one Glenn Listener's film won for best North Carolina movie. I helped do the special effects on that, and I got award for best screenplay for an unproduced screenplay called Dinner with the Vampire that I'm hoping now that it's racked up a few awards, at some point in the near future, it'll actually be a movie. Mm-hmm. So
That's so awesome, Bill.
yeah,
Congrats.
that's great.
Excellent.
That's great. So this is such a busy month for anyone involved with horror films and the indie film community. All the horror festivals are going on, and I could have gone to either one of those two, and it's an embarrassment of riches when you got to pick which film festival to go to. But that's the sort of problems you like having.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if somebody buys the script, then you could retire early.
Yeah, whatever. I'd rather just make it for free with my friends.
Yeah. Whatever.
Although if someone wants to throw a wall of money at me, my morals are negotiable on these things. So.
All right. Decades of Horror and Gruesome Magazine partner with Play Now Media on several other channels. The Decades of Horror, the classic era, is on the Classic Sci-Fi Movie Channel, the Classic Horror Movie Channel, and the Wicked Horror TV Channel. And they've got a lot of great stuff there. And we have a promo code for you if you're inclined to subscribe to one of these channels. Promo code is DOH60, DOH all caps, 60. And with that, you get 20% off your first payment. So if you sign up for the monthly plan, which is $7.99 a month, you will get $1.60 off. if you sign up for the annual plan, which is $60 for a year, you will get $12 off. So it'll be only $43 for a year. You do have to be a first-time subscriber, and you do have to subscribe on their website before accessing an app.
Cheaper than a cup of Starbucks.
Mhm.
No, it's got some good
That's the
stuff.
truth.
Some good stuff. I can't. Some movies we got coming up, or we could find only there. So anyway, check them out. They are the GOAT, so to speak. And also, we are a spoiler podcast, so none of that spoiler-free stuff. So if you haven't seen this movie and you don't want it spoiled, you should go watch it first. I think it's like 83 minutes. Or watch this and then find another reason to watch it, maybe. I don't know. But once we start talking about movies, I just don't know when to shut up. All right. We start with the basic details of the film and some first impressions from each of the cast members, and then some taglines, posters, see how they tried to market the movie, and then we move on from there. Whatever.
I had a pretty good idea how they marketed the movie.
Are they strike your fancy? Yes. So our movie today is Faster Pussycat Kill Kill 1965. Now, I wanted to point this out because this is not in the script, but these are three of the stars here. On the left is a Porsche.
Oh, wow.
And the one in the middle is a MG, and the one on the right is a Triumph. So
It's the
yeah, they do
saddest thing I've ever
a lot
heard.
of dust blowing, circling and stuff. Anyway, this is and it's directed by Russ Meyer. So these are the kinds of shots you might kind of expect.
Headless.
Written by Jackie Moran, from a story by Russ Meyer. Cast includes Turris, Satana, Haji, Lori Williams, Ray Barlow, Sue Bernard, Michael Finn, Dennis Bush, Stuart Lancaster, and Paul Trinka. And I think that's the entire cast, except for a couple of really idiots in the strip bar. But anyway, production company, Eve Productions, and it was filmed in California. And it depends where you look, because they say two opposite things. But I'm going with this one, the Adobe Hotel in Mojave, California, also areas of the Mojave Desert, the Pink Pussycat Club from Hollywood, and Rosamond Lake, which was a dry lake bed that we see them running around on. It was released on August 6th, 1965. My dad took me to it for my 12th birthday.
Wow.
The budget.
Yeah, Dad.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
dang.
Darn it.
But that is my 12th birthday. Anyway,
Okay. Okay.
The synopsis: three thrill-seeking go-go dancers kidnap a young girl and attempt to swindle an old rancher and his two sons out of their small fortune. But their scheme does not play out as they intended, and you could assume shenanigans ensue.
Thrill-seeking.
And yes, and then our last, this is almost like a trailer. This is like a 1.5 minute clip from the movie where the guy named Vegetable plays push of war with a car at a wall, I guess.
Da, 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 da.
And it's over a minute of him making that face, and
The tire spinning in the sand.
the tire spinning in the sand. All right, so that's it for
You had
Fast.
me convinced for a minute there that you had the second greatest dad on earth.
I totally believed you.
Fast.
It's like, wow, I would not expect to hear that.
Yeah, Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. No, my dad, I think around that year would have took me to How the West Was Won or something like that.
Okay.
I can't imagine any parent from that time going, "Hey, you want to go see Faster Pussycat Kill Kill?"
Yeah,
You're not taking him to see that.
it's about a fast cat
Yeah.
and how many mice he can kill.
It's a sequel to the 9 Lives of Thomasina. Shut up.
All right. Well, this was Daphne's pick, so we'll go to her for first impressions.
Only
and
Daphne
why
would have dared pick it.
She made. That's true. I was thinking that when I was watching.
I think she picked it thinking, "Oh, this is a safe one. They'd never make fun of me."
We're gonna make these guys
Oh,
feel
no.
embarrassed.
I want you guys to say whatever you want to say.
Oh.
So I really like this movie. I hadn't seen it for a long time, but I think I said this before that a new documentary just came out called Tura. It's about Tura Satana, and it is awesome. And I was super excited for it to come out. So I thought, hey, let's watch this. And so that's why I picked it. I think it's a lot of fun. I was trying to watch it with a little different eye this time, just to kind of look at some of the directing stuff and really appreciate it, appreciate those things about it as well now. So I'm super excited to learn more about Russ Meyer because I really don't know much about him other than he likes really big boobs. And then, so that's why I picked it. So I think it's great. I can't wait to talk to you guys about it.
So I watched about a half an hour, or about half of that documentary, and then my brother and his wife showed up, and I didn't feel like I could say, "Sorry, I don't have time to talk. I'm watching the Go-Go Dancers biopic." But anyway, we'll have to talk later about what she says about Forrest Tucker. And,
I'll bet I know what she
Billy
says
Wilder.
about Forrest Tucker.
So anyway,
It's a long list, actually.
Yeah, there is.
Something's long.
Well, and then there's Elvis and Billy Wilder, and yeah. So anyway, Chad.
What?
Had you seen this before? And what are your impressions?
I've seen bits and pieces of it before, but it wasn't. I was like, "What's this crap?" And I would always turn it off. And I said that again, but I had to keep watching it this time because of the podcast.
Poor Chad.
No, it's a movie, all right. It does have a lot of big boobs in it, and I honestly didn't know what to think of this. This is one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen in my life. You know, go-go dancers just out here killing people in the streets, and then trying to make off with their girlfriend. And then run afoul of some even sicker weirdos out in the desert. This was fun to watch because it's just so unstable, and
That is a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it, Chad.
And WTF moments abound in this movie. I like, what? What? You know, and I was doing that a lot at the TV, but it's an enjoyable watch. It's fun because it's so weird, and I can't even find a word for it. I'm not the most. I don't have the most largest vocabulary in the world, but I can't find even a simple term for this movie that would describe it. But I had fun watching it. The characters were funny to me to watch. Watching this girl just walk around just wrestling grown men and kicking their ass was pretty funny. The karate chops were hilarious, or whatever that was. Hi. You know, women out there, take note of the self-defense this woman used, and try it next time you're in trouble. But I had fun watching it, but this was a highly improbable situation in this movie. So.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Chad. Mulligan, I know you've seen this before.
Oh yeah. Well, so when I lived, I'm pretty sure it's when I lived in Wichita, Kansas, there was a video store. This would have been in the 80s sometime, I guess. Yeah. And
was that when you were in the original cast of Footloose?
Yeah. It was a video store that was like a psychotronic video store. It just had underground classics and
Wow.
cult movies and
In
everything.
Wichita.
I think it was either Wichita or Denver. I moved a lot of times. I know it's hard to keep track, but I'd heard about this because I got a magazine called Research. Great magazine, really influential in my life, where it was just about weird films. And they had an interview with Russ Meyer, and they talked a lot about this and everything. And first, the interview, it's like, this guy is like, oh, so over the top. What a character. And heard a lot about this movie, rented it, watched it, and I'm like, where has this been all my life? His movies, we'll talk a lot about Russ Meyer. This guy should have been making comic book movies, because this movie to me is like a really well done comic book. If you just took a frame from every shot and put it together with no dialogue, no word balloons or anything, you've got a hell of a comic page, long comic page. But he knows editing, he knows storytelling. This is a guy who loved cinema, and you could criticize the fact that his movies are very much niche. Although, guys who like boobs are not exactly a small niche, but it's, he's the true auteur, or however you pronounce that fancy French word for guys who like make movies, and you can instantly tell within 5 seconds of watching the movie, oh, this is a Russ Meyer movie. Oh, this is an Andy Mulligan movie. Oh, this is, Kubrick or something, to put 3 people who should never be in the same sentence together. It's really something. And it's probably this and Beyond the Valley of the Dolls are probably the 2 most accessible to mainstream audiences Russ Meyer movies. If you got to show a Russ Meyer movie to someone, I don't know what scenario that is where you have to do it, but if it happens, this is probably the one to show. It's for a guy who has a reputation of being, a real, sex maniac. This is a fairly chaste movie. There's no nudity. It's from behind, so it doesn't really count. There's not a whole lot of sex going on, but it feels like it is. And God, the filmmaking is over the top. Watch this movie if you want to get into filmmaking and learn how to compose a damn shot, keep things in focus, and tell a story. Now, the dialogue is over the top. It's the purplest of Pulp Fiction, but for some reason it all works. What a cast. And this is one crazy pants movie. Is it really a decades of horror? Yes and no. I mean, I'm sort of with Chad on this. It's really adjacent in the horror adjacent thing, but where does it fit? Who else is going to talk about this if not us? This movie exists in its own little weird Russ Meyer universe where all of his films take place. I think he really did believe that and sort of talked about that. Everything, it all takes place in a universe that's full of amazing looking women, square-jawed guys who are all basically, the men are always just trying to do their job and constantly being distracted by amazing Amazonian women who are trying to have sex with them when they just want to be left alone. In other words, the exact opposite of the reality that we all find ourselves in. So in that sense, it's
Speak
a fantasy.
for yourself.
Speak for yourself, man.
Just the other day.
How did I end up in Sanford?
Why, only yesterday.
I guess it was my lucky day.
All right,
So I'm
Bill.
a big fan.
Appreciate it. And
me.
Rotten. Have you
Okay.
seen this before?
I had not seen this movie. I was aware of it, of course. You hear about this one. I never had the opportunity to watch it. Thank you, Daphne, for this. It's a fun movie. It's a cult classic, right? It had become a cult classic. I think number 15 of the cult classic films, I think, is in our notes or something like that. But it definitely deserves that notation. Horror adjacent in the serial killer genre, maybe. Kind of like, I mean, you can see influences on directors. Tarantino comes to mind first. Sure. I would say Rob Zombie too. Mm-hmm. There's some, and because the Fireflies, in a way, they're not all female, but they're kind of like these crazy women. It's just it's different, yes, but yeah, I enjoyed this, and I was surprised how well shot it was, the composition, the cinematography, the scenery was. They made the most out of the desert. It really comes to life. It's its own character in the film, if you ask me. The cars are characters, like Jeff said earlier, and it's a story. It has a beginning, middle, and end. It's loose. It's not the tightest story, but it does. There's a conclusion here, and it's a fairly. It's not an outrageous conclusion at all. I mean, it's pretty. I dare to call it standard because it's not, but you know what I mean, right? It's like, but it's just shot in a way and presented in a way and cast in a way that just really sets it aside in a pretty spectacular way. I was surprised how much I like this movie.
All right. Excellent. I had never seen this before either, mostly, and I knew we would do it sooner or later because Bill would bring it up seemed frequently enough that I knew the title.
Well, he's part of that group that loves big boobs, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I cannot lie.
I hear those are called psychotronic movies now. That's the code. No, I have seen Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. I think that's probably the only Russ Meyer movie I saw, and this is a much more fun movie. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls is a very dark movie, at least, but ridiculous all at the same time. But I had first. Well, never mind. We won't go there. So I love a person I didn't even know about. Tura Satana is awesome in this. I mean, she is that character, Varley. She's the and she says everything with a snarl. She just
yells a lot.
And the second Haji movie we've seen since and I'd never seen them before because we did Demonoid on 80s here just a couple episodes ago. So I thought it was fun. Stuart Lancaster, the old man, turns out to, I'm going, that guy seems familiar, and it's no wonder. So we'll talk about some of that stuff later. But yeah, there's lots of I don't know. I wonder. Oh, never mind. It's like 83 minutes. I was going to say, I wonder how long it would be if you took out the car scenes, including the pushing war with Vegetable. But anyway, I think I shall stop right there. But it's fun. It's a fun movie. I had fun watching it. So it is now time for what we call Taglines with Chad. Part of Chad, played by Chad, his own self.
Taglines for Faster, Faster, Pussycat, Kill, Kill, or whatever the hell this movie's called.
It's easy to do that.
Yeah. Faster, the fastest pussycat gets to kill.
Pretty straightforward title.
The sweetest kittens have the sharpest claws.
Indeed.
Okay.
Don't race the fastest pussycats. They'll beat you to death.
Oh no!
I love that one. I'm sorry. I gotta say, I love that one so much.
Holy shit.
Oh, it gets so much better.
Wild Wheels, Wild Women.
Mm-hmm.
Filmed in glorious black and blue.
Brother.
Wow, they're really all about that women beating guys up, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well,
Russ Meyer's ode to the violence in women.
Yep.
Super women, belted, buckled, and booted.
I mean,
This is pure poetry.
I'm sorry. These are
That's
some
it.
of the best
These are the greatest.
taglines. I hope you're having fun, Chad.
I'm having a blast, as you
we
can
love
tell.
alliteration is fun.
Go for a wild ride with the Action Girls.
Yeah.
Another AKA for this movie should have been Daddy Issues. A trio of superwomen with boots, buckles, and boots.
They're into that.
Yeah, if only there was another B word he could have
Many
used.
Oh, it's belts. It's belts, buckles, and boots.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Whoops.
I could think of a couple.
I was thinking, I thought
A couple.
boobs was going to be the one of you.
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't. It was not. That's why that's how they get you. You go to this movie thinking you saw that.
There's a
Anyway.
lot of clear.
Hear Faster Pussycat, sung by the Bossweeds.
Huh?
Oh, the boss weeds. Well, that's going to put some asses in seats.
Oh, well, it's probably the Boss Tweeds,
Oh.
right? They wore
Oh.
tweed
Hell
and
if
they
I
were
know.
really boss.
Oh my god.
3 seductive girls. One's name's unscrupulous, one is vicious, and the other seductive.
Mm.
3 devils who play with love and life.
They kind of petered out towards the end.
Yeah,
The early ones are the best.
yeah, they were.
And that's been.
I could have done something with
Taglines-
it, but I was bored.
And that's been Taglines with Chad.
Chad's our hero, cool and rad. With him reading taglines, they can't be that bad.
You know, it's weird. I look at that picture every episode, and I can't see the scar on your forehead at all.
Well, the surgeon,
Okay.
Really did a good
He
job
did a
with
good
it.
job.
the can's still in there, but
Why didn't you ask him to work on the rest of it?
I'm so confused.
Oh.
Ooh, I don't know if
Yeah.
I want to be
Oh,
between
what
these two.
guy, eh?
Yeah, what's more to you?
All right. Posters. Surprise, surprise. Not a surprise, maybe.
Judo chop.
I mean, I love this poster, though. It looks like, again, early Photoshop, by which I mean a guy with an X-Acto knife
Yes.
and just slapped on. But it actually looks like a wrestling poster from the 60s.
Yes.
It does,
It
kind
does.
of. Yeah.
And
I like
it's
the
got everything
squiggly
you want.
kills.
Cars, Taurus Santana, a girl just jumping in the air.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody made that now, I'd be thinking they're getting just a little font happy there with the title. But in this era, it's kind of cool that they went to
Yeah.
that trouble.
A little fun.
Yeah. And that's true. Back then,
I
if you
think
know,
you're
to do
right,
something like
yeah.
that, you had to be real good with that X-Acto knife and cut out a whole new font.
The squiggly kill. Okay, well, let's look at another one that is entirely not that different, but
The same thing in color.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. She's doing a different move there.
I don't think I ever saw Haji do that move that they have her up in there. I don't remember
No,
seeing
but-
that in the movie.
There's a
oh,
whole
up in
bunch
the air.
of
Oh, well,
there's a whole bunch of publicity photos of basically
okay.
it's Russ saying, "I got the camera on real fast shutter. Everybody jump." And,
Okay.
and they did, and all that. I
Okay.
mean, that's also how Tora ended up with the Dragon Ball Z hair there.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Well, that's cool, and that's cool that you know that. Thank you.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
No, I'm serious because that's cool.
Yeah, you can see that the X-Acto knife had a little trouble with the hair on
Well,
the
you
bone.
know,
There's
yeah,
a little bit of a
Well,
it's hard to do
it's
curves.
still good.
and then the
And look, like just remember, I said it was like a comic book movie. I mean, look, we even put the speed lines in there.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Perfect.
all right, and
Oh,
the
here we
German
go.
one. This
Die,
is
that
Satan
title there?
Sweater von Tittyfield.
the Seitenschreiber von Titfield.
You put
Oh.
an extra eye in there.
How does
Oh,
that
sorry.
translate to?
That is, I had it figured out. That is the Satanic Wives of Titfield. So I don't know where they figured out this took place in Titfield, unless that's some sort of German.
You scared
pun,
Daphne
but-
away.
Daphne's
Yeah.
laughing our ass off right now.
For this.
She had to take herself.
666 Titfield Lane.
Oh, Germany never change. Well, no, actually,
I laugh just as hard when somebody says tit mouse. So
yeah.
I didn't look that up. I should look, see, is there a Titfield in Germany or England? I don't.
Wow.
you know there is.
Oh yeah.
There has to be. All right, and here we have Oh, is she riding a unicycle?
You know, I'm not sure what she's riding. At first, I thought it was like the planet Earth or a bullet, or I don't know.
It's just the ground.
Yep, they just cut it in a circle.
They just cut it in
Oh,
a circle.
she's not riding anything. She just got her toe in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, it looks like she's surfing. So,
Yeah, not sure why they chose that, but
and I do like that they managed to stick a car.
They
Way in
did
the
right
corner.
now, way up in the corner.
Go for a wild ride with.
yeah.
The action girls.
Action girls.
And we have
Okay,
I
I just
love
want to
that
say
poster.
this is one
Yeah.
of my all-time favorite posters. I don't know who's responsible for. I love her pose. Everything about this is just.
I think I
is
saw
just
that in
great.
the New Yorker.
Got some jazz hands going on.
Mhm. I'll
So
put a
is that-
spell on you.
It looks like French or French Canadian.
Is that a
I'm
signed
just
poster?
looking at the.
I was wondering that too. I just noticed the sign part of it.
Un trio
And
de
it's in-
superwomen.
Un trio de. So this is French.
We.
Yes.
Yes.
And I put that one in there. A trio of superwomen
Mhm.
with their bodies, buckles, and
They did have some buckles.
I thought that said
Yeah.
I
bounces.
noticed.
Put it down in there. It's like bouncing.
all right,
That's why this movie.
very cartoon like.
Oh,
And then
Whimsical.
this,
Oh, yeah, I love
Bill, I found this, and I don't know exactly what this is, but it just kind of cracked me up. It's a ticket to
Okay.
a theater.
He
Myers Bosom Mania.
yeah. Well, Russ Meyer very wisely.
And it's a registered trademark.
He kept control of most of his movies, if not all of them, or at least the ones that have his name on. He kept control and made sure that they were released as he wanted them to be, and this was part of his releasing all of them. Again, this movie it's hard to believe this had an X rating.
That's just to get people to buy it, I think.
That really astonishes me. But and there's something about that. You know, in the old days, if you didn't submit your movie to the MPAA, it automatically got an X rating.
Mhm.
So most people, that was the threat that would get them to submit and have to pay a fairly tremendous fee to have these, blue noses tell you, oh, you got to cut this or we're not going to, blah, blah, blah. And I think Meyer was like, yeah, fine. Rated X. That's great. Let the raincoat crowd think they're going to get more than they're actually going to get. He was more than happy. He was making X-rated movies up till the end, and he never did hardcore. He hated hardcore. He said his direct quote was, "It's not hardcore is not good for Russ Meyer, and that means it's not good for America." So
Interesting.
So he made X-rated movies, and they probably would have been rated X if they had been submitted, just because of tone and focus and everything else. But they were not X-rated.
There is the Russ Meyer
A
compendium.
taste of, now there's a couple of important ones here. The Immoral Mr. T's is, I believe, the very first of what would become known as the nudie cuties. And these were movies in the 60s that had total nudity, no hardcore sex, no sex at all a lot of the time. But this was something you couldn't get on TV. They started, a lot of them, back in the day, the only way you could get nudity in those films was films that were supposedly set in a nudist colony, and they were semi-documentaries about, oh, we're going to the nudist colonies, and they would just go and shoot the nudist colonies. And the fact of the matter is, not to be judgy here, but people at the nudist colonies were just average, everyday people that you would see in the grocery store. And quite frankly, having just been to Walmart, I don't want to see the average person.
Oh,
It's a gift to the gods themselves that we don't see that. And so those movies, when you watch them, they got away with it because, they were clearly not really meant to do much for you. They certainly weren't pornographic. But he decided to actually hire some good-looking women and tell the stupid stories. I'm trying to remember. I think the Immoral Mr. T's, he basically goes to the dentist, and somehow the Novocaine gives him X-ray vision. So now for the rest of the movie, we see from his point of view that everybody is just doing ordinary, everyday stuff, but they're naked. And thankfully, thanks to Russ Meyer, they're good-looking.
Yeah, I think in the Immoral Mr. T's, the tagline is a Frenchy comedy for unashamed adults.
Unashamed.
Or
And
as
then
my
on the bottom,
cousin Larry used to call them, French nudities.
Yeah, fresh nudities.
in
French
revealing
nudities, yeah.
Eastman color.
And it cost nothing to make, and it made millions. I think for a while it was maybe the film that had the greatest return on its investment. And in the following years, there were literally hundreds of imitations. And these movies are completely lost to time now. Many of them are lost for good because they're so mild now they could be shown on Nickelodeon.
No.
And you know, they were that gap between Hollywood movies and then Deep Throat. And once hardcore became acceptable, you could show it without getting arrested. Those movies had no reason to exist, and they've all disappeared.
The one I watched on YouTube had a trailer for this mud honey at the beginning of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that just looked like assault after assault after assault after assault.
Right. So the nudie cuties were followed by what they called the roughies. And the roughies were lots of nudity, but not much cutie. They actually told kind of hard biting stories. With the nudity, a little rough, not a lot less pleasant. Meyer was good at doing fights too and stuff, and you know, these dramas. Vixen, which I've never actually seen, though I came close because the film group that I was part of in college, we would show midnight movies, and once a year we would show an X-rated movie, and they chose Vixen. And then we had this emergency meeting where the folks in charge said, we just watched this movie. I don't think we can show it. And, you know, we're like, whatever. I don't want to rock the boat. So we sent it back and showed an actual porn movie. I've been led to believe Vixen is not that rough. It's not porn, but it's got a lot of social redeeming value. But, you know, the main character is a horrible, racist, sexist, awful person. And so there's a lot of roughness in there, but it's more words than anything else. I don't know.
I wonder what Up is about, because I really can't tell from the font.
A robust American fun movie.
Oh, okay.
Up is toward the end of his career when
Don't say that.
He was really skirting with extreme sex at this point, without slipping into hardcore, and still all of his obsessions. Martin Bormann shows up in a lot of his movies, and if with that we lost Daphne again. Martin Bormann, I'm out of here. You know,
No, it's my cat. I'm sorry. Somebody else.
So
get that Pussycat out of here.
in Beyond the Valley of the Dolls really made an impression on me because it was the first movie that I ever saw. Number one that I can remember that had a character that was transsexual.
Mm-hmm.
And when he ripped his shirt open and showed his boobs, that was just like, I'm sure my jaw dropped. And then when they cut his head off and it goes rolling down the thing.
Yeah.
And there's
That's
also
the one that's written by Ebert.
Yeah,
Roger Ebert.
Roger Ebert.
Really?
It's very, very graphic. In terms of what I had seen up till then, this was the first, you know.
Yeah, Beyond the Valley. So he made so much money. His movies made so much money. This one actually did not. It didn't lose money, but it didn't make a lot. It's become a cult hit. But his other movies were just doing so well. Hollywood came a calling, and he made Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. Has nothing to do with Valley of the Dolls. It made a good bit of money. And then he made a snoozer called The 7 Seconds or The 7 Minutes. It's a courtroom drama. It is the most un-Russ Meyer thing ever, although it's got an interesting cast. And it's dull. It is dull. And he did not like the experience of working in Hollywood. He didn't like having people tell him what to do and having to hire key grips. And you know, he really liked guerrilla filmmaking.
Right.
So he parted ways with Hollywood and was happy to go about making his own movies up to the end. He was a character. He was a great interview, just unashamedly what he was. And sadly, he developed Alzheimer's. and was pretty much taken advantage of in the last few years. He was working on a book, The Breast of Russ Meyer's. That was his magnum opus, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and was never really finished. So that was kind of sad. He and Roger Ebert were best buddies. Roger Ebert wrote Beyond the Valley of the Dolls officially, and he wrote one of, I think maybe Beneath the Valley of the Ultra Vixens, or one of his last movies, unofficially. So, but they were good friends, and
I hated Roger Ebert.
Did you, Chad?
Yeah, because of the he gave The Thing a bad review, and I'll never forget it. And I loved The Thing so much back then. And he trashed it.
I can understand that.
But he's writing. He's making Russ Meyer movies.
I wonder if he went back on that, because he did actually a book on things where he went back and reevaluated some of his reviews. Because that's kind of The Thing was so unpopular when it came out, and that did bug me. Some of the same people who hated The Thing, we're now years later. It's like, well, it's good, but it's no John Carpenter's The Thing. It's like, mofo, you're one of the reasons that movie didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I read just an article that Ebert wrote about Russ Meyer, and you're right. He just said wonderful things about their friendship, and I'm not sure, but I don't know if I can't remember if he said he met Russ Meyer because of Tura Satana or something like that, but said really nice things about I was surprised the relationship. So
to me, he's just a fascinating character, because when you look at, I love indie filmmakers. And when you look at some of the ones who just were so out of the mainstream and doing their own thing, people like Ray Dennis Steckler, Andy Mulligan, H.G. Lewis, Russ Meyer. Russ Meyer is like the Kurosawa of that group. I mean, he really knew how to make a movie, shoot a movie. It probably could have been a massive success if he just made regular, ordinary movies, but he didn't want to do that. He wanted to make his movies and was able to be successful at it.
When I read a few interviews with Tura Satana and Haji and another actor, one of the a guy actor, very square jawed, who wasn't in this movie, was in a bunch of other movies. Yeah, Charles Napier.
Oh yeah. Charles
But they all kind of described that, what you're talking about, this guerrilla filmmaking, this really small crew. And I just wondered if it was because of his learning those things in the military. Like, that was like the mentality with how he made films, was just a small group of people that got in and did it. And
I think you are 100% right. He was a cinematographer during World War II. So he was an Army vet. He was in the Cinema Corps, and apparently some of the stuff that he shot shows up in like Patton and documentaries, anything about the war. And what do? You learn how to work under pressure, like being shot at. You learn to get it right the first time, because you can't go back and, it wasn't in focus. You learn to, set things up and do that. You learn to shoot with very little in your hands. They do say working on a Russ Meyer movie was not fun and games. It was run like a boot camp. And that's the one criticism I've heard actresses say about him. The one thing they don't say, he was pretty much a gentleman to them. He was not one of these creeps who, was using the casting couch or anything. In fact, I saw one quote. One was saying, "Oh no, everyone treated me great when I was in these low budget indie sexploitation movies. Even in porn, they treated you okay. But when she went to mainstream, when she tried to shoot some mainstream stuff, that's when all the real Harvey Weinsteins, pop out of nowhere." He's an interesting guy. I mean, don't get me wrong. He politically incorrect doesn't even begin to cover Russ Meyer, and he was unashamed of it and freely open about his weird obsessions. And he was an interesting guy. He was raised by his mom. He was a mama's boy, but he made man's movies. And what Daphne was saying too, I suspect a lot of the kind of movies he wanted to make. I can just see a bunch of guys in World War II, in the trenches talking about the movies they're going to make when they get out of here. And this is exactly what I think they would come up with: violence, car chasing, and Amazon women.
Well, speaking of Tura Satana,
Mhm.
Hmm.
I mean, what
Yep.
can you say?
she had a
We're stunned to silence.
Yeah.
well,
And
she had an interesting background. Go ahead, Daphne.
oh, I was going to say she did study, I think, Aikido and karate. So I know they looked like maybe
Yeah.
not legit.
But that,
karate chops,
that was Hollywood's idea for the longest time. That was Hollywood's idea. And I think
Yeah.
what was it Manchurian Candidate or something? There was a Frank Sinatra movie where he's fighting and he's doing this, and I think that was also there was one with Spencer Tracy where Spencer Tracy like takes out Ernest Borgnine. I can't remember the name of the movie. It's a classic
Black
movie.
Rock.
Bad Day at Black Rock, and
Mhm.
Ernest Borgnine goes after Spencer Tracy. This is going to be a ferocious 3-second battle. And Spencer starts high karate-ing, which also, that's the other thing. High karate was the greatest ads ever.
Well, it was one of his arms didn't work.
Yeah, that's right. He had like one arm, and he beats Ernest Borgnine by knife edging him all over the place. And
then there was Elvis.
Yeah. Yes.
But you know what? Those chops she was doing, if I remember right, I think the chops that worked really effectively on film were Billy Jack, because he wouldn't just hit; he followed through with the chop, and made it look actually real. But yeah, just those little Elvis chops like that, just
yeah.
You know
how heartbroken I was when I actually took a martial arts class and discovered that that's not how it works.
Yeah.
What? Oh.
Elvis with the 2-piece signs. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
So tell me, in the closing scene, first of all, two things. He did on the one guy, the first guy, I think his name was Tom, Linda's boyfriend. She does I don't know what the hell that was, like a reverse 2-arm
neck breaker,
back breaker or something, or neck breaker.
It's a wrestling move. I don't know what it is. Not a Boston Crab, but
and then at the very end, it looks
curb
like
stop without the curb.
She's got her hand up like she's gonna nail vegetable, and I'm like, is that the 5-fingered death punch?
It's the Iron Claw.
The thing from Kill Bill.
Oh, huh.
She reminds me a lot of China from WWF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, so I'd like to watch the documentary, because one question I have about her is, why didn't she go on to do more stuff? And I think she's so overwhelming. She's such a presence that it takes someone like a Russ Meyer, who is really obsessed with women and everything, to film, the way he would film them. This movie has a lot of stuff from below looking up, which is ironic because you think it's all going to be cleavage looking down, but he makes them look so physically imposing and overwhelming. If in a regular role, she's not really appropriate. This is the role she was born to play, and if you put her in just as a regular character, it's like, why do you have Supergirl playing a secretary or whatever?
Well, I think she was actually in more roles than I had knew of, but it was usually like the what's the word for it, quote unquote ethnic, or the person who you're not sure, kind of the foreign, or those kinds of roles from those times. So I don't know what other opportunities. They did go over some of the other films she was in, and she was in a lot, but yeah, it was mostly those roles, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Well, she did do an episode each of The Girl from U.N.C.L.E. and The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
And yeah, I'm trying to think of a couple others right now, but I can't. But this was her.
I could just see her staying next to Stephanie Powers. I mean, in my mind, it would look like Dr. Evil and Mini-Me. But now I wouldn't be surprised to find out that she's not nearly as tall as Russ Meyer made her look. That, but in this movie, you'd come away with the idea. It's like, I'm guessing around 6'2",
If you go by this, IMDb says 5'7".
Yeah.
Shorter
Wow.
than
Yeah.
me? What?
Uh-huh.
Oh, dang.
And you know,
God, that man knew how to use
at some
lenses.
point the Japanese tourists picked up on her, and they all called her Miss Japan Beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
and that became a catchphrase. For,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, she's
She
no. I mean, look at the arms on her.
yeah.
You know,
No,
she looks like she could throw a man across the room. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, if anybody's at all interested in her, I could not recommend the documentary more. She
There's
has
the
such an
documentary
interesting
somewhere.
life,
Mhm.
a rough life. And she, and then she was a very successful burlesque artist. So she physically was, in excellent shape too.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just think she's great. She was gang raped when she was 9.
Oh,
Mine. Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
And she had a difficult relationship with her parents. She's mixed race. They were in an internment camp. She just didn't
Wow.
really. She ended up kind of leaving home pretty young, and kind of getting into dancing and burlesque and stuff like that. And she found this life with that, and just kind of started doing her thing and having just kind of, it's just a really interesting story. I don't know if, I wonder if some things are true and some aren't, that kind of stuff. But as far as, the persona that she has, and it was a really amazing story, and she's just super cool. And I love this movie too, just the Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, because you see angry women, you see mad, it's not something you see very often. And I've heard other people talk about it, so it's not like an idea that I just came up with, but I know the feeling of not being able to be angry or yell or stuff like that. And here's these women that are just, they're doing it.
Mhm. They're yelling at each other. They're yelling at
They yell at each other. They yell at each other. They yell all the time. But I mean, they can be angry, and they don't have to justify it to themselves or to other people. They're just, anyway. So that's just like an example of things that I got from when I first saw this movie, and then learning about her life is just, it's really, really fascinating.
Yeah. And like I said, I didn't get all the way through it. I got about maybe 60% through it. But the impression I got was that part of the reason she had a hard time getting mainstream parts was her background as a burlesque dancer, nude dancer, or stripper, whatever you wanted to attach to it. And also, as you mentioned, the ethnic look it had. That was a little early for stars to be a star without reference to their ethnic background. There had to be a reason to have a Japanese woman star.
It's just surprising me that other, exploitation filmmakers did not
That's true.
see what is so obvious to the rest of us. And one interesting thing about she was obviously also someone pretty smart.
Yeah.
Because what I see in the workflow is that she owned her likeness. And
I saw that too. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Whenever Russ Meyer wanted to, use her likeness in a new poster or whatever, he had to renegotiate with her and pay her some more royalties, which I'm sure was no fun for him. But that's something I don't know. I've heard that from about very many people at all, much less people in the low budget indie film community who had the good sense to do that, to register themselves, their image. And my God, she's iconic now. I am glad to see. I never got to see her at a convention, but she did do, I think, toward the end of her life, she did appear at, the Chiller Theater kind of conventions and everything, and got to see how much people really did love her.
And they talk about that in this too, that she had kind of this resurgence where people found her again through the psychotronic section at the video store or whatever. And so she had that chance to see how much people appreciated her as she got older. Yeah.
This movie, I don't think would be as remembered or as beloved without her at all. This would have just fell into obscurity, I think, without her being in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, she's
Yeah,
a
you're
definite
absolutely right.
force in this movie. I mean,
Mhm.
she creates most of the.
She's like the
yeah.
villain and the hero.
Exactly. And I mean, you don't see that. You don't see that very often.
Some people just command the attention when they're on
Right.
screen,
Yeah.
and she had that. You're
That's
looking at
charisma.
her. You're not looking at Grandpa over here in a wheelchair
No,
or anyway. You're looking at
Right.
her and what she's going to do. So,
Or if anything, you want to see her kick his ass.
yeah, yeah.
The gas station attendant was looking at her.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I
That
love
poor
that. I guess she
unfortunate
came up
looking
with some of
fellow.
those lines on her own, I heard.
Oh,
Like
yeah. Yeah.
you're not gonna find it down there, Columbus.
Columbus.
You know?
Yeah.
That was great.
The dialogue is so it's so like Raymond Chandler parody. Just reminds me of those men's magazines that used to exist, you know, and I could just see someone who looks exactly like her on the cover. She devils of the China Ocean, you know, just yeah, captured by Amazon pirates. And there's Tura Santana with an eye patch.
All right. Well, so she played and created the character of shoot, was it Varlo?
Carla.
Marla.
Haji is Rosie. Here is Haji.
Another woman of, you know, what is her ethnicity? Hard to say.
I don't
Exotic.
know. She
I guess
seemed
is
to
the
be
answer.
playing Italian in this.
Really bad Italian.
And dialogue.
Sounding like Mario Brothers there.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's listed as Kando American.
Kando? Canadian?
Kando?
What does
Yeah.
Kando mean?
It's new to me. I was hoping one of you guys knew.
Born in Quebec City. Kando American.
Yeah, I don't know what Kando American is, but I think that maybe Filipino. I think that's what I've read before. I knew that she was in Canada, maybe French Canada. I don't know.
Well, Quebec.
Yeah, Quebec.
Well, I think okay.
I'm not sure what that means. though.
You know, if you want to know someone's ethnicity and they come back with, well, they're Canadian, it's like, that's not helpful unless you're saying they're first people or something.
Exactly.
That's not at all. But
No,
she's
I
good
mean-
too.
Uh-huh.
Yes, she was.
She was almost sweet.
Yeah.
It's almost
Missed it by that
not
much.
much.
Yeah.
I liked her too. I liked her a lot.
Yeah, and she had her grouchy side too, I guess. Although she was apparently in love with
Varla.
Tura,
Yeah.
Varla.
Well, who wouldn't be?
And here's some Haji work.
So tell me about Motorcycle.
Motorcycle was the one that Russ Meyer made before this one. And I think inspired him to do this. And yeah.
A guy bike gang? Is that the one with the bus?
I think, you know, I haven't seen Motorcycle.
Car Racer or something. Okay.
But yeah, and unlike Tora, who was only in this one Russ Meyer movie, Haji kept showing up again and again, all the way. One of my personal favorites is Super Vixens, which, I mean, at this point, Russ Meyer was basically almost, he was like making parody movies of himself, and he was fine with that. But I would argue, and I've told people, if you want to learn how to edit, watch Super Vixens with the sound turned off.
No.
Just watch the movie and see how he tells a story. It's very comic book-esque. It's just like, and I've said this with Chad before, if you want to learn how to tell a story with comics, don't be looking at the super popular illustrators. Look at someone like Steve Ditko and Dick Ayers and some of these other ones who, you know, they're not most people's favorite, but they know how to tell a story. It's not pretty to look at. The pages don't sell for thousands of dollars, but you can take all of the dialogue away and still follow the story. And that's, you know, what to do. And yeah, Super Vixens is insane. Double D Avenger is terrible. I just want to right off the bat. It's
Really? Now I was
Oh.
looking at that and I was
Yeah.
going, man, that looks like the best one on the whole thing.
it's like a bunch of surviving women from Russ Meyer movies now in their 40s and 50s with Forrest J. Ackerman, never a great sign when he's in a movie. And it's just how many breast puns can you come up with? Well, the answer is way too many.
She gives villains tit for tat.
So what year was that in? Do you guys know the Double D Avengers? Because I just remember as a kid, like there was a time when like Coffee, Tea, or Me books.
Oh,
Do you guys remember that? Like jokes
Yeah.
about airline,
Right.
you know, I just felt like that's all over the place.
I mean, on the one hand, I'm glad it's a guy. Whoever made this movie, I'm guessing it's a guy. I'm sure of it. Was a big fan of these actresses and wanted to make a movie with them. And they were at an age where nobody else was hiring them, certainly not to make sexy movies. So on that, I approve. I'm glad they got a paycheck. They probably had way more fun making this movie than you're going to have watching it. But there is I do have a certain affection for, and I appreciate people like Fred Olin Ray and these others who, when they get to make movies, go back and see, are any of the people that I love still alive? Yes, come and play this character. It's like, I don't think anyone wants to see that anymore. It's like, I want to see it. Like, okay, kudos to them. But the script is dreadful. It's just, it's not funny. But I like Haji, and we mentioned before Haji in Demonoid. Haji was like the companion to Frank Gorshin in the last few years of his life.
Oh, wow. That's right. We had a picture of that, didn't we?
So yeah, she's good. And then we have Lori Williams, who plays Billy.
I gotta say,
I thought she was fun.
I
mean,
thought
she
of
was
all the
annoying,
characters,
but I
she was
thought
the most fun. And she was the one who really, her acting is not great, but it's perfect for the movie. She's way over the top and just really looks like she's having a lot of fun, and you can't help but have fun with her.
She likes swimming in muddy water.
It's refreshing.
And then fighting afterwards.
In the sand.
Yeah.
I would just say that shot on the bottom is quintessential Russ Meyer.
Yeah,
the woman is dominating over the man. He's this super strong lunk, and she is completely superior to him.
Well, I read something that it was not uncommon in these sex films for the men to be incapacitated in some way, like in the wheelchair, and then this guy's not all there. I can't remember what the explanation was for him, but
I don't think they really gave an explanation. They just said he was kind of boring.
Called him the vegetable. Yeah, there's
well then
primo 60s sensitivity there.
And I don't know, she doesn't have too much else, right? On her credits.
I bet a lot of these women made way more money on the dancing circuit than they're ever going to get working for a low budget film. And for some of them, probably working on the low budget film was just a nice, easy way to advertise when they come into town and we're doing dancing. They could actually pull down, some of these exotic dancers are pulling down a lot of money. It was like being on the pro wrestling circuit. You're going from town to town, you're advertising yourself, and you're putting up with probably more crap than any of us will ever be able to imagine. But you could make some good coin.
Look at these. She plays, I'm just looking through her credits. She plays in the Poseidon Adventure, she plays Passenger.
Uncredited.
In Our Man Flint, she plays Bikini Girl.
Oh, she was in Our Man Flint. Okay.
In a Honey West episode, she plays Bikini Girl.
Sing a pattern here.
Swinging in a movie called A Swinging Summer, she plays Swinging Summer Girl. Anyway, Kissing Cousins, Viva Las Vegas, Dancing Girl in Pink. Kissing Cousins, Hillbilly Dancer. It's
the Elvis movies there.
Yeah. They were all shot in Vegas, so yeah.
So she does decent. And then we have Sue Bernard, who was actually she's like 16 years old when they shot this.
The story of her, I mean, she is, boy,
16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the story of her, I guess she had a mom who really was pushing her to get into the business, and she somehow ended up being like posing for Playboy. She's a virgin. She's Jewish. She's in the Christmas edition of. She's like, yeah, how many virgin Jewish girls are in the Christmas edition of Playboy? I'm like, well, not many. But and she's a lovely young lady, and obviously, attractive enough to be in Playboy. She looks like a child in this movie next to those others. It's and that was obviously a deliberate act to actually have the most, it's like if you run into a pro wrestler, even a regular old pro wrestler, how big they are, and you don't realize how big they are because they're standing next to other pro wrestlers who are also big. It's like when I ran into Randy Savage at an airport. Luckily did not actually run into him because he would have killed me. But he was huge. And I was like, I never really thought Randy Savage was that big because he's staying next to Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Yeah.
So her dad is a famous photographer in Hollywood, Bernard of Hollywood.
Oh.
I don't know if that rings a bell with anything. Bruno Bernard. Because it listed a bunch of books by her, and then I realized they were collections of her dad's work.
We kind of talked about how there isn't any nudity and stuff, not much nudity or only from the back, but there was such dark things behind it. I mean, her being so much younger, clearly, at their whim, and naive. Yeah. This rapey family, it clearly having done things in the past out there in the desert. There was a very dark thing behind it, gross stuff behind it. So it's almost like that always gets me more than necessarily the nudity or something like that. It's like there was a real grittiness to it. And I remember watching it when I was watching it again, trying to look at different things. I was kind of struck with how, the ladies were all bad and were angry and doing all these bad things and really sexual and all these things. But it's like that all the men in this movie also had done really gross things, but it was just kind of like, well, oh well, or like even the brother, the younger one, I can't call him vegetable. It's just just makes me not like to be. But anyway, he clearly had done things that his dad had told him to do. Yeah. And so he committed these things, but it was kind of like you feel sorry for him, or you understand kind of how he was manipulated. And so it just kind of, I felt like somehow, whether intentional or not, that message can get across if you're open to it from this Russ Meyer movie. And, just really looking at the strengths of these women and kind of what it is that's strong about them, or I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. I'm not doing a very good job, but I really did appreciate that. And her being so young was striking. Her walk and her being in a bikini next to those other women was striking. I mean, she is a child, and that this old guy is digging her. And it's gross, and everybody knows it, and they're just living with it. And I kind of appreciated that. Yeah. So it's that kind of contrast that I appreciated, and then also with some of the stuff you've talked about as far as his cinematography. I don't really know anything about editing. I don't really know anything about cinematography, but the darks and the lights and the fact that it's in the desert and it's so bright and dry, and it's just all those contrasts together with the
Yeah.
black of the that Tura is wearing, and the kind of checkered the clothes that each wearing, and kind of what that says about their character. It's really quite, in some ways, quite a beautiful movie. The composition, the shots, it's really very, very interesting. I know it's exploitation, but
he had pride in his craft.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't about to let something go out that's blurry or shaky, and that was.
I got the impression watching this that Tobe Hooper saw this movie and said, "Hey, remember that scene in Faster Pussycat Kill where they're all sitting around the table?" I've heard
other people say similar things about maybe the inspiration.
I was getting real Texas Chainsaw vibes from that.
So now we've done The Killing Kind, haven't we?
I don't think so.
Huh.
I don't recognize the title. Is that?
Yeah, I could have sworn we did.
Oh, it's the one here. Oh, okay.
And she plays like she's like the neighbor high school girl or something. That gets involved with this stuff. Cindy Williams is in the house where the
that's right.
John Savage is.
That's right.
He starts killing. Yeah.
Am I seeing it right that her son is the young boy in Near Dark? Is that right? Joshua John Miller?
Well, I know she was married to Jason Miller.
Well,
that would do it.
Yeah. So if you remember Near Dark, the little boy,
yeah, sure.
It was like an age-old vampire.
So I saw one quote where Tura was saying her mother was on the set the whole time and didn't seem to have very favorable thing. Was trying to keep her away from everyone else, and all these others, stay away from them, you'll catch something. And
her son Joshua John Miller,
but she did a good job. She played the role well, and
she was kind of annoying, but that I feel like that was what the character was. She was freaking out. She was in shock. She was a young person in this totally gross situation.
She's innocent among
exactly.
people.
And and I also like that she fought. She fought and kicked and screamed and tried.
Oh yeah,
she was tough.
She has a great laugh at the end.
Yeah,
that was fantastic.
And she says, "I saved myself."
Yeah,
I saved myself. And it's interesting. Like what I did kind of wonder, like what would she grow up to be? And I can't necessarily think that she would be like Tura Santana or Haji or anything, but she kicked butt too.
Well, this is dad for the two boys, not Bert,
Stuart.
Stuart
Lancaster. Wow, without his hairpiece, I guess.
He was great.
Yeah,
he's
in a lot of Russ Meyer movies.
Yeah,
he's
in Mudhoney, right?
He's in a lot of. He was in God Monster of Indian Flats for the love of God.
And Loch Ness Horror. Oh my!
Loch Ness Horror. He's Mantis and Lays. He's in the first Billy Jack movie, The Born Losers.
Yeah.
Oh man!
And there's Larry Buchanan. Is that Larry Buchanan's Mistress of the Apes? I think.
Born Losers. I was taken to see that when I was probably 12. I did see that at a very early age.
I did too. I was a big Billy Jack fan.
Yeah. But they reissued it after the Billy Jack movie, right?
Oh, it sure did.
Well, here's our
here's
our Batman connection. He played the Penguin's doctor in Batman Returns.
He was a good character actor.
Yeah, he was so icky.
So icky.
I mean, he was great.
He oozed stickiness, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I've lots of people can have had experiences.
Yeah,
and I feel like Yeah.
And you know, you're
I've seen
naturally
that person before.
Yeah, you naturally want to have sympathy to someone in a wheelchair. Normally, when someone's in a wheelchair, there's a level of the audience has a certain level of empathy with them, and that's your initial thing. Oh, this poor guy in a wheelchair is going to be horribly treated by these terrible women. But then, oh no, he's worse.
Yeah.
So help me out here. The story was he tried to save some woman who was jumping off the train and went with her. And he broke his back and was paralyzed, and that woman wasn't hurt at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think she caught the next
Bernard.
Train. Yeah, she caught the next. She got on the next.
Yeah, she caught the next train. So Linda Sue Bernard was
sorry.
She looked a lot like this girl, and so the father was somehow going to get vengeance by killing this person 10 years later who happened to look like her. Yeah.
Well, and they've done at least one other thing where he sent the brother off to get.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's
just like that other one. Yeah. Do that again.
Yeah.
He.
I don't know if you guys saw that his grandfather was Charles Ringling.
Oh, from Ringling Brothers.
Yeah.
Wow.
At least according to the internets. Yeah.
They never lie.
No. But I don't know. I thought he was really, really good. And I wouldn't mind seeing him in other things to just kind of see like him in a different kind of character. You know? I don't remember. I know I've seen Godmaster of Indian Flants, but I don't remember him being.
He was the mayor. He was the crazy mayor at the town who's like in that insane ending where he's just I don't know.
Yeah, he's the one running the show and kind of doing the politics crap. But yeah.
What the heck is Mistress of the Apes?
It's a low budget Tarzan movie with
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, and I have to, with the pedigree, with the people involved in it, I have to imagine it is a special kind of hell watching that movie. But I can't say for sure.
He was a sheriff in Born Losers.
Yeah, see, he's meant to play sheriffs and meant to get his face kicked by Billy Jack or someone. Tora, somebody's got to kick his face. It's a kickable face.
Yeah, I'm looking back at. I'm sorry, I'm stuck on this, but it was reissued in '74, so I saw it when I was 9 years old. Born Losers.
Wow. Which is that?
Born Losers.
Born Losers.
When it was reissued, and it left impact on me. That like the shot at the end when the glasses break in half because it gets shot right between the eyes.
Yeah,
just like oh my, I'm a big fan of that movie.
If you're someone who has a kickable face, life probably hasn't been all peaches and cream. But you can have a long film career because how many movies need that character?
Yeah.
Well, look at Sammy Castle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very kickable face. Oh, but he's doing well in movies. So.
Looks like it's been kicked.
Chad may have kicked it a couple times himself.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have. It's been so many times I forgot. You kidding? I can't get my leg up that far anymore.
Yeah.
You have to be standing on something.
Oh, yeah, I got to be standing. I need an apple cart. Yeah.
This is a bad day. The Mistress of the Apes, the wife of a famous anthropologist, is rushed to the hospital in labor. At the same time, druggies raid the hospital looking for drugs, causing the baby to be stillborn. While recovering from the trauma, she learned her husband has disappeared in Africa. She launches an expedition to find him and discovers a bizarre world of sexy jungle women.
Oh, my.
That's an exact word.
Wow.
Sexy jungle women, whatever that is. I don't know. Larry Buchanan, you had that.
Larry Buchanan. Boy, they.
All right. Well, and the guy that was literally cast as the vegetable.
In like one film, this film.
He's in one film. He's in this film. I just want to say that top picture there, that looks like something from a Harryhausen movie. If he were the Emer or something.
Right.
But I love, this is one of the things I like about Russ Meyer, especially in this. Maybe it's just easier to do this in black and white. The deep focus, the ability to have someone in the foreground and the background, and they're both in focus.
Wow, a giant woman.
Yeah, that kind of looks like that. But
Mm.
it's interesting because his character can't follow the orders with her. He
Mhm.
just can't do it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the guy
Yeah.
did a great job. I mean, it was like I was
Yeah.
like, what else was he in? Nothing.
Yep.
This is it. It's like,
They do, and he is interviewed in the documentary about Toro Satana.
mhm.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I liked him too, and I liked that he was playing with a little pussycat in the beginning when you first see him.
Uh-huh,
He's
uh-huh.
like petting the little kitten.
Kind of
Very
a
clearly, he's
mice and
gentle,
men, yeah.
but
Well,
I'm gonna name him George.
I was just thinking, faster pussycat, kill.
Mhm.
the Paul Trinka, who plays
Mhm.
Kirk, the
Also
quote
very
unquote
square-jawed.
normal brother or son.
Shades of Icky, but not full Icky. He's just
Yeah,
he's like 3/4 Icky.
icky adjacent.
Yep.
I think I'm in love with
Him? Really?
Farsha. Who did? I mean, they started out making it look like he was with Tura,
Mhm.
Yeah,
or she
Oh,
was
yeah.
going after him, and then he ends up with more like with Linda, who, dude, 16.
Well, yeah.
telling you.
I never got that feeling. I really
yeah.
got the feeling he was trying to protect her.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just
I
in
agree.
there.
Well,
Okay,
I kind of was having that impression too that Chad mentioned, and also because Tura accuses him of that when he walks away with her.
Mm.
Like, yeah, I don't think.
I like the fight. I like the fight between the two of them. It's well shot, well choreographed.
Mhm.
Well, strangely enough, with the exception of the vegetable, who has done some evil things, only the good guys survive.
What a horrible name.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
it's terrible.
But he's an innocent that's only done horrible things because of his
Right.
father.
Exactly, and that's
And that name was given to him by terrible people. So you know.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't want, and he regretted doing these things. But it really, I guess it just really struck me that you can feel sorry for him. You can understand his situation or his innocence in it, or maybe that he isn't guilty. But there's these other ladies who
Nobody's telling him to stab Haji.
That's true. Well, but it's like you can see there's room for him, kind of like how sometimes it's like, oh, they made a mistake, or but you don't always see that with women who are angry and like in this movie, or strong or yelling, or I don't know.
Lori,
I like that.
Lori was the for lack of a better word, the sex pot. She went after anybody and everybody, and then Tura was the manipulator, the boss. And Haji was fixated on Tura, so she alternately did whatever she wanted or got mad at her.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of understood why Dennis Bush's character, stabbed Haji. I mean, it made sense in his character because he, the other girl that he liked, that showed him, he thought it was kindness, was killed and kind of blamed her for it. He just snapped. He didn't know what else to do. It was just
And I was kind of surprised that he did that. I didn't see it coming. I don't know if it was just me, but
I didn't either. Yeah.
So I was almost kind of like, it just I liked kind of being surprised by that as well, but I didn't see it coming.
So but he has a little bit more of a we will see him again. Paul Trinka was in a Night Gallery episode.
Oh, good.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And Land of the Giants, a couple of those. 58 episodes of Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
Yes.
As Patterson. And there was a little story in his bio that said that he noticed that all the other regular cast members had chairs with their names on them. So he asked the prop department if they would make him one. And according to Richard Basart's stand-in, Irwin Allen responded by deliberately not featuring Patterson for several episodes.
Wow.
Because he was not under a series regular contract.
Dick move, Irwin.
Yeah. Oh, one of the cast members had been drafted into the military, so his role increased in the third season. Anyway, he had a small fan club made up of girls from Johnstown, where their slogan reportedly being their slogan reportedly was "Don't be a finka, watch Paul Trinka."
I read that. That was
That's
awesome.
hilarious. But look at the cinematography on the bottom.
There's a tagline for you, Chad.
No thanks.
The
Reading that
bottom
once
picture
is
there, Doc.
enough.
I mean, they even used the girl's hair against the white background to bring her out.
Mhm.
So it's really
No,
well
there's
done.
so many powerful shots in this.
There are a lot of really good.
We
shots.
don't even see Tura's head, but just the placement, it looks like she's gonna kill him.
Right. Yeah, I've been looking at the top one and just the dark, the black of her outfit, the only kind of dark thing in there.
Well, I had
Good versus evil.
Yeah, Chad, you remember the book that John Buscema did about how to draw like the Marvel way?
Yeah.
And there was a part about inking. That shot at the top would be how you would ink a comic. Put the shadow on one side and you have a little bit of shadow on the other to balance it. Oh my God, it's just,
If you have a good inker like Joe Sennett or Chad Hunt,
yeah.
Do you think I didn't have time to look into it, but was this a conscious, like, did he choose to do black and white because of like the contrast, or was it a financial thing?
I don't know. It's hard to imagine this.
Yes.
This movie would be so much less impactful in color.
Yeah.
But this is also a time when movies were pretty much transitioning completely away from color. It was definitely cheaper to shoot it that way.
Trying to
At the
see.
Might not be now. Might actually be more expensive to do black and white.
Yeah, actually it is, because
His follow-up movie was. Now, did you say that Motorcycle was filmed before Faster Pussycat?
I thought so.
Yeah, I was just looking to see if he went color or not, but I'm guessing no, it's still black and white. And then what was the one after that? Had another name. Gosh darn, why does it do that? Mondo Topless.
Wow.
okay.
I can't tell because there's no pictures in.
I think Meyer's first.
Well, I know Beyond the Valley of the Dolls is colored. Oh, go ahead.
Common Law Cabin in 1967 and Good Morning and Goodbye, both in 67.
Our color.
Color melodramas. And then Vixen is where things really
the pictures
floated for him. I'm just looking in Wikipedia and it says let's see, his gothic period was Mudhoney, Motorcycle, and Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. And then he made two mildly successful color melodramas, Common Law Cabin and Good Morning and Goodbye.
Common Law Cabin.
Big women, big appetites, big trouble.
And one of the things I really liked, I've always enjoyed with Russ Meyer movies at a certain point, and I'm thinking this is after the Supreme Court did their pornography ruling, where as long as it had to have some socially redeeming value, he would end his movies with a narrator who I think was supposed to be Russ Meyer but wasn't, who would come in and bombastically tell us what we just saw and how to interpret it and the lessons we could learn from it.
Of course.
And often it would end with, and da 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 da, and really, and there's an American flag waving, and they're just like, I dare you to label this as pornography with all the positive messaging that we have here at the end. It's so over the top obvious what they're doing, but probably enough.
Yep, and there's the trio.
Jumping.
Yeah,
I forget, what did you label this? Hey, sexy ladies.
Hey.
Sexy ladies.
And then assorted pulchritude. So this was to me was an example. That top shot.
Yeah.
In the same picture, you have two butts in the foreground and then the full figure in the background.
A little bit of a car. And her pose is just magnificent. Her pose looks like it was drawn for a Tex Avery cartoon.
That's over. Yeah. Okay.
I really like the bottom picture.
Yeah.
With all of them in the car.
And the composition, having
the composition is great.
Yep.
one car is turned the other way, and
Mhm.
nobody's,
and how
Only one-
tiny Susan looks compared to
Yep.
the others, you know.
and
Yep.
she's the only one looking forward. Everybody else is
Yeah.
looking
Mhm.
away.
Mhm.
So it's
Mhm.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's strange. A lot of people would laugh at saying this, but I think there's a lot of genuine art in this film, and
Mhm.
it's easy to take people like Russ Meyer and dismiss them because why they were making movies and the subject matter and everything else. But within that, the guy's like, this is the kind of movie I'm going to make, and I'm going to make it as well as I can. I think again, that's that kind of old school pride in your work mentality. Bring a good work ethic. And again, people said working for him, he was a taskmaster. You're up at the crack of dawn, probably with bugles, and you were working, craft service table. Go bleep yourself. Yeah, I mean, this was.
Go bleep yourself.
Yeah, this was a hard thing, but
I think Haji, she did costumes, she did makeup. Yeah, they all did kind of what they needed to do. Yeah.
Gorilla.
And if you enjoy that sort of thing,
Yeah.
wait till the next time Chad or I are making a movie and come. It's.
If I could get down to Carolinas, I'd be there.
I love being on set. I've been telling people when I, just a little bit of time, I'm going to be retired. And if you're shooting a movie and you need me to hold a microphone, make some chicken tetrazzini for the craft service table, so we're not having pizza again. Yeah, I'll be there. I love the energy of being on set. I know it's a lot of hurry up and wait, but it is a kind of addictive thing. And I think that's why with a lot of these filmmakers, you have someone like Haji. She was with him for a lot of his movies. You start working, you know that there's people who are going to show up, they're going to do their job, and yeah, you have a good time. And when it's over, the weekend's over, and you've accomplished something. You've made something. There's something in the universe that didn't exist before. That's
and you
what
were
it's
with
all
people
about.
that were doing it together.
Yeah.
A team. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I don't know that it was intentional in any way, but I see this as a feminist movie,
absolutely.
or that's how I interpret it. I can understand other people having issues with it, but I appreciated the just a depiction of women as being powerful and having agency and being whoever they want to be, sexual, strong. And so I really love this movie. I really love this
Great.
movie, and I'm really
Great.
excited that we got to talk about it. I know it's barely in the even adjacent corner, but I like what you said, Bill, about who else is going to talk about it. And I feel like exploitation and genre, they can be together sometimes.
I wish Russ Meyer had made a horror movie. I wish he had made a full-fledged horror movie, but I don't think that was something that interested him.
Yeah.
Daphne, to what you were saying, there was, and I don't know her name, unfortunately, but there was a feminist writer, good writer, and she wrote a review saying she saw this movie many years ago, hated it, could not, then just saw it again recently and had a completely 180 degree reevaluation of it. So
yeah, and she is in the movie too, in the documentary too.
Oh, good.
But
maybe that's where I saw the quote from.
I think she's.
I really got to
kind of
catch this documentary.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Oh,
you've
you
been
got
recommending it.
Well, Tura, and I think too that Tura ends up, the way they described her as having been gang raped at the age of 9 and not having any law enforcement give any credence to it or take any action about it. She was like in a helpless situation. So this was kind of her creating this character was like her response to being in control and try to be, it sounded like she was a lot like this character at times.
Cathartic to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it was for her.
What, Chad?
I said I hope it was for her, some kind of release from that helpless feeling.
So mea culpa in some ways for picking this
on
Halloween. But I did it.
Yeah, I
I'm
said
glad I did.
this will be
I'm
our
glad I
Halloween
did.
movie, Daphne. Pick a really good Halloween movie.
That's a little bit of a trick, but it's definitely a treat. So I think.
How about a non-horror movie? Chad will love it.
Perfect.
We had a lot to say about
He's
it,
a
though.
cat.
I
That's
mean,
right.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
this was
It's a good movie.
We talked more about it than the movie plays.
All righty.
that's usual.
Well, thank you. I'll check
Yeah.
out Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. By the way, we have some feedback.
Ooh, feedback.
Look at that cool font.
We do have some feedback.
Yeah.
Let's start with, let's see, where are we at? Doc Rotten.
Oh, me. All right. Lana Gorgeous 9485 talks about the Blob from episode 123. Hey, 123, right?
Yep.
I saw it in 1968 in the movies as a 10-year-old, and it scared me to death. It was the most terrifying movie until The Exorcist. I remember going home that night, and the house was dark. All the lights were off, and it was night, and I was scared entering the house. I waited for my parents to go in first and turn on the lights. I was a big horror fan in the 60s and saw everything. Frankenstein, the Wolfman, the Thing from Another World, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, The Day the Earth Stood Still, everything. But nothing scared me like the Blob.
Yep.
I am right there with you. I don't think I've ever been as scared
By the way-
of a movie as watching this on a black and white TV with my sister.
Lana Gorgeous. Did you ever make any movies with Russ Meyer?
Mm.
No.
It's good. It's a
Anyway.
good name for that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good comment. We appreciate it. The Blob is one of our favorites, and the Black Saint, Santos Ellen Jr. used to talk about it being the scariest monster. 'Cause
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah.
it just feeds.
Can't reason with it.
It just
Yep.
feeds. There's no reasoning. All right. City of the Dead. Let's go to Chad Hunt from James Harris.
Hi, Grue-Crew. This looks like a great movie. Almost anything featuring Christopher Lee is bound to be awesome. As a big fan of Hammer films, I can confirm that The Snorkel is definitely worth a watch.
I told you
It's
guys.
I'm still not going to watch it. It's not a true horror movie, but more of a clever crime thriller. See?
It's not horror adjacent. It's a clever crime film. You like clever crime thrillers? All right.
Thanks for another great review, y'all. Hey, Chad, up the irons. Yeah. Thanks, James. Right back at you.
And we got a devil, a ghost, and an alien emoji there. Episode 213, The Angry Red Planet. Daphne.
This is
Ralph
from
Miller.
Ralph Miller III. I unabashedly love this clunky 50s sci-fi, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. Come on, no other film had the audacity to come up with a terror quite like the bat, rat, spider, crab. High marks for originality on the extraterrestrial critter.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Everybody's getting into the emojis. He has a rocket emoji. And
Thanks,
then just went live yesterday, episode 214, The Ghost Breakers. Bill, why don't you take both of these?
Okay.
First one short, Jerry Chandler.
Uncharacteristically short one from Jerry Chandler says, if you have a Roku and search Hold That Ghost, it's free on 2 or 3 apps. I mean, if we're going to do comedy horror classics, thank you, Jerry. See, whether it's long or short, he usually has good information for us.
Yeah. But lately, every time he comments, we got more movies to watch.
Yeah. Well, we'll never stop doing
this.
this.
Be a good thing. Yeah.
I have seen Hold the Ghost. That's a good one. All right. And then from Christopher Miklos, who is a filmmaker in Wisconsin. And has a book. You go ahead and read this, and I'm going to look up his book quick.
Oh, whoa, cool. Excellent. Christopher Miklos says of The Ghost Breakers, one of my absolute favorite movies. Love it. So glad you guys took it on. Really enjoyed the discussion and especially agreed with the insight into the comic character type of charming coward. Nobody ever did that better than Bob Hope. And I didn't know all that about Paulette Goddard. Anyway, thought you might appreciate this. I collect classic horror memorabilia, and this is one of my most treasured pieces. The poster is a reprint, but the Hope and Goddard autographs are originals.
Wow, that's
Oh,
so
He's
cool.
got a
wow.
picture of this. That's pretty
Dang.
cool.
That is a good one.
That's cool. Mhm.
Hmm.
Oh, we got too bad. Noble Johnson. Noble Johnson's prominent there.
Yeah.
All right. Christopher Miklos has, when did he do this? Well, I think it was earlier this year. I think it was in June this came out. He has a paperback entitled Tick Town. Yes, that's right. Tick Town. The giant bugs are back with a gruesome vengeance.
Oh,
Whoa,
Ooh.
ticks. Okay, got it.
Lovers of the kind of monstrous plague the Guyan Smith tradition loosed upon the world should find much to relish in this book. A promo from Ramsey Campbell.
oh wow.
Oh,
Ooh,
cool.
wow, that's good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a promo to kill for.
What's it
And,
called again?
Tick Town.
Tick Town.
It sounds like it's up our alley. Congratulations, sir.
Giant blood-sucking beasts invade a sleepy burg. Can you escape? See, they're already. We have better taglines. We just got there. Well, thank you, Christopher. Appreciate it.
That's awesome.
Good
Yeah.
to hear from you. We actually reviewed, or I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. If we reviewed his movie or if I wrote a review, I can't remember. It was like a possession thing. Anyway, it was kind of a fun low budgeter. All right, well, that's it for this episode. You can send feedback by making comments on the Gruesome Magazine YouTube channel or send an email to feedback@gruesomemagazine.com. That's it for this episode. Oh, well, to thank everybody, thanks to Christopher, Jerry Chandler, Ralph Miller, James Harris, and Lana Gorgeous.
Love that name.
So do I. It's
too.
awesome.
I do too. So that's it for this episode. But every 2 weeks, we'll be focusing on a specific film released between 1920 and 1969. Next up, chosen by me, is Torture Garden. I believe the last amicus portmanteau that we have to do.
Yeah, to do.
Wow.
I think we've done them all.
Burgess Meredith.
Burgess Meredith. Oh, everybody. Jack Palance.
Oh, Peter Cushing.
Yeah.
I've already started looking. As soon as I heard about it, I started.
And I
researching.
believe they're all written by Robert Bloch, if I recall correctly.
Ooh,
Nice.
there's a yep. What's the name?
So
Nothing
I've been
bad
wanting
to
to do
say.
this for a while, and I saw it popped up on a streaming service. So
This is also one of the few I don't think I've seen. I don't believe I've seen
oh.
this, so this will be a treat.
I think
I
it
hear
will
the
be.
train a coming.
leave it to
Wow.
Burgess Meredith to have a torture garden.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's full of beans.
You guys, thank you all so much. Appreciate you. Thanks for the pick, Daphne. I'm always grateful for these picks. Except for maybe Chad's next pick on 70s, but that's all right.
You'll
had
get
to-
through it.
We had to do one eventually.
What is it?
The Wizard of Gore, Herschel Gordon Lewis.
Oh, there you go.
It's not good, and I love it.
It's not good, but we get
But
to
I
talk
did it. I'm
about
glad.
Herschel Gordon Lewis.
Oh, well,
And mark
You
my
got it.
words, one day we will do another one because I think 2000 Maniacs is worth talking about as well.
We
Oh,
did
we did
2000.
2000.
We did that.
Oh, we did? Oh,
Yeah,
good. Then we don't
Sammy
have to do
picked
it.
it.
With Sammy.
Yeah, we've already done his best film.
That's right.
Because of Sammy.
I liked it.
I like 2000 Maniacs.
I did too, yeah.
Roll off the barrel.
Yeah.
And because of Sammy, I bought this.
Oh my gosh.
And now I can actually watch one of the movies.
Oh,
Look at that.
The Herschel Gordon Lewis box set.
So watch them in order, and you'll discover that unlike most filmmakers, Herschel,
Yeah.
who I spoke to at a convention, is a pretty cool guy, did not learn a damn thing. His last movie
Well-
is no better than any of the ones that came before.
I may argue that he didn't need to learn anything.
I mean, that's valid. That's valid.
He made the quality movie he wanted to make for the money he wanted to make it for, because he knew he could make a certain amount of profit on each one. Oh, well, that's 70s. So, folks, you'll have to cross over to 70s. All right. Thanks, everybody. Catch us again here in 2 weeks for another great horror movie of the classic era, as only decades of horror can do it. Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Daphne. Thanks,
Thank
Chad.
you.
Thank you, Doc. And thanks to the Grue believers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Say good night.
Good night.
Get out, folks.
Good night.
Happy.